Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship. Just the one final game left of our quarterfinal, having seen 3 amazing games already. We've seen the stomp, we've seen the comeback, and we've seen the sick game as well. What are we going to get in game number 4? We'll find out very shortly, but first let's just take a quick look at the bracket. As you can see, our semi-final on the upper half of the bracket features Polt versus Hero. Now that game is a real cracker because Polt is the only man to beat Hero in the Intel Extreme Masters so far. The bottom of the bracket, SOS, the current reigning world champion, already safely through, which means we take on TaeJa or Life. Who's it going to be? So, time to introduce you to our 2 players. Our first player onto the stage is a man who has a ton of big name tournaments to his name already. A double MLG champion, a GSL champion, and an Intel Extreme Masters champion of New York. Please make some noise for Life! And he goes up against the foreign hope in this tournament. And I say foreign because he is a master of foreign tournaments. A man who is a double DreamHack winner. In fact, a triple DreamHack winner, but has yet to add an Intel Extreme Masters to his name. Please welcome Liquid TaeJa. And our analyst desk is ready and waiting for what promises to be a massive game between TaeJa and Life.
Thank you, Paul. It should be an absolutely massive game.
It could be up to 5 massive games.
5 massives?
Could be.
Yeah.
This is like a ridiculous matchup, as we all know.
Yes.
TaeJa, absolutely without question, one of the very best Terrans in the world, and Life, likewise, absolutely without question, one of the best Zergs in the world. So
unquestionable. Claire's?
And the funny thing is that like yesterday, we had a really nice TVZ, but this one could surpass that completely.
it could. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. Like the last
We don't know how
time-
it's going to turn out, Claire's.
Yeah, I have to agree again. It's well, we're going to get dramaticos as well here.
Yeah. You're a great host.
Thank you.
I
assume you were talking to me.
One day we're going to have cloning technology, and then there's just going to be 2 red eyes and no ink controls.
Oh, no. Oh, jeez.
You're a meanie.
Yeah.
By that time, though, you'll be knee-deep in Hearthstone, and you won't even know what happened.
All right.
Gotcha.
I'll take that. All right.
I didn't see what they vetoed because we were too busy making fun of each
Daedalus
other.
Point, actually, Life apparently vetoed, but
And
I think that has to... That's a little bit weird.
I think Ultrazine got removed as well.
Yeah, that would be by TaeJa.
Yeah, definitely.
That makes
and
sense.
Yeah.
It does, because a map like that, you're going to have a very hard time beating Life. He can just mass up so heavily, and to actually move across that map is very tough. Interest that Daedalus Point went down.
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting that to be the one that Life got rid of, but maybe he just doesn't feel as comfortable.
Raid push pretty strong, though. You take your 3rd base out in the front. I mean, you're kind of expanding towards the Terran there.
Yeah,
it's not great
bit.
for ZVT.
We've seen actually a lot of Terrans be successful on that map recently, so it makes some sense.
And they are just flying through this. Both players completely emotionless. A lot of 1v1 maps, they're stacked at the top. We saw Heavy Rain and Yansu as the first 2, so...
Yeah.
I don't know. That's most of the map pool anyways, I guess. It's not a whole lot of 4-player maps.
Yeah, very kind of aggressive stance from both players at the very beginning. And what more do you expect from a player like Life, who's always looking to go for the aggression anyway? He's been able to kill Terrans time after time with very strong timing attacks early on, as well as just playing it out long. He just runs by with a lot of lings and really punishes a lot of Terrans.
Now, Red Eye earlier said some pretty interesting numbers. I do believe it is something like TaeJa is 8-2 against Life in their last 10 games.
Wow.
One of which was a DreamHack final where TaeJa beat him in 2 separate series, actually.
And I believe the other one was Bucharest, possibly. And yeah, so that's... The thing is, that's 2 different tournaments in 10 games. If it was 10 games, like spread out in formats like Pro League, where it's like 1 game on a certain day and then 1 game on another certain day, I think that would mean maybe a little bit more. But these tournaments are a little ways back. TaeJa did crush him, but I don't think that that's truly indicative of how well Life is playing right now.
I think he's playing better right now.
than he was then, yes, I do think that.
This is a different life compared to, like, he's top 8 GSL right now?
Yeah, he's playing
really
out
good.
of his mind right now. Like,
Yeah.
it really looks like the life of old, where he's just like this unbeatable Zerg, and you're like, yeah, he's probably going to win, you know? But again, TaeJa, like, kind of always looks like that, right?
TaeJa's an interesting beast. I was talking to his team owner, Victor Goosens, Mr. Liquid Nazgul himself, and we were kind of having a laugh because TaeJa is a little bit of a... He's got a little bit of the Idra in him. He's kind of a StarCraft scientist. Like, he left a couple of games early, so Nazgul had to have a talk with him. He was like, hey, you should hang around a little bit longer. You're really freaking good. Sometimes you win when that happens. And I like that about TaeJa. I like that TaeJa's not afraid to drop a couple of man or mules on you. In fact, he dropped 20 on Elfie and then ended up losing that game.
That was a really good one, yeah.
He hopped on Twitter. He's kind of a funny, crazy guy, but oh yeah, by the way, Dan said without question one of the top Terrans. I would dare to say without question like top 3.
Yes.
If you look at his career, he's just an insanely successful, very powerful Terran player.
He's so consistent, considering how many tournaments this guy has won across, well, this last year especially. He just doesn't go to a tournament and get a low position. If that happened, then it's a bombshell. You just don't expect him to get anything lower than even top 4.
Generally, you don't. I believe, what was it, Aces that he just went out of early? Am I right on that?
I don't know. That's like 6 years ago, man. I don't even remember.
Oh, okay. Anyways, I think it was. But anyways, it doesn't matter. He's top 3 Terran, I would say. Yeah. You can only really compare Polt and Maru to him, if you ask me.
And Maru's even, I would say, a little bit more of a recent flavor. He did win a GSL, I suppose.
Yeah, he did. I mean, he's been very good for a year, like really super top tier. But just recently, with how well he's been playing in Pro League, I think he's on everyone's radar as, like, is this guy the #1 Terran?
Is he the next Terran Baus?
As far as Zergs go, I think it's a little bit harder to really narrow it down to who are the exact top ones.
Fluctuates a lot, I would say.
There's so many of them.
Sulky's always up there.
Wow.
Jaedong is always up there. And Life, I feel like he's back up there. Maybe not top 3, I'm not sure exactly, but he's really good.
That one's more static, I agree with you. It shifts around a lot more. Like, I don't think with I don't know with authority if anyone could say this guy's the #1 Zerg right now.
Yeah, probably not. And if you did, it'd have to be Sulky, but he dropped out early of GSL this time, so like you can't even really maybe do that.
I mean, watching this guy play, if you like just stand behind him when he's like in a LAN, for example, watching him control his units is, I've described Stefano like this because it's just majestic, the way in which they're able to just control Zerglings with absolute precision. It's the hardest skill in the world to do, but they make it look easy.
The hardest skill in the world is to control Zerglings?
One of them in StarCraft.
Hilarious. Bold. I like it.
That's a bold statement.
I like it when you make bold statements up here. Let's talk about predictions. There you have it. Life at 55%, TaeJa at 45% with the community. And if you're looking at that little bar and you're like, I want to get involved, you go to facebook.com/IEM and you make those predictions. You do it with conviction. Now let's go to the casters. There it is. Ooh, is it just me and... Oh, shnikes.
You and Todd.
Oh, damn.
So wait. I got
Todd's on a hot streak, though. He's been right twice in a row.
Was he really?
Twice.
Yeah, he was.
2 out of his 3 correct votes have come in a row.
Just
But we all said SOS.
to get this straight, was I wrong twice?
No, you said
Or
SOS
3 times.
just now.
You
Yeah, I
said SOS. We all said SOS. You were wrong before that.
Okay, so...
You picked Deer.
Are you guys drawing now then? Oh.
No, I'm up 2.
Oh,
I'm crushing.
Yeah, he's up 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm doing really well. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's our predictions. We're having a lot of fun up here. Hopefully you guys are as well. This is going to be the final, this is going to be the final round of 8 going into the semifinal. But don't go anywhere because we've got at least, well, we're going to do both the semifinals after this. We've got a lot of StarCraft coming your way. But let's throw it over to the commentators. We've got Apollo and Rhett.
Thank you very much, In Control, and welcome to the casting desk here for our last remaining quarterfinal at the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship. And what a quarterfinal to finish on.
Yeah, such an amazing matchup. And these guys have played so many times. And both are looking very, very strong, especially Life with his first win coming so convincingly a while ago now in the ZVZ. TaeJa, of course, historically also one of the best DVZ players in the world, and this could be an absolute cracker. I will say it, I'm sure it will be an absolute cracker.
I completely agree with you. For me personally, Life is easily top 3 Zerg player worldwide, and has been for a very, very long time. You think so?
Yeah, without question. I mean, he did have a bit of a slump last year, but he's back in full force now.
Yeah.
and he's looking strong as ever. He's the master of Zerglings. He catches Hellions where no other Zerg can.
And he is capable of absolutely anything, and a contender for the $100,000 here, but he needs to get past the quarterfinals. Can he beat TaeJa? Can TaeJa bring a performance like he has throughout the entire of 2013, not losing a game to Life? But here we go, a best of 5, first map, Heavy Rain, and up here to the top, to the north, as the red Zerg player playing for Team StarTaeJa. Please make some noise for Life. And of course, Poland is here for some awesome StarCraft 2 action, and I am sure this game will provide it.
Yes, and his opponent in the bottom, representing Team TaeJa, it is TaeJa.
That is right, Team TaeJa, Team Liquid's superstar. For so long throughout the last couple of years, Team Liquid has been nicknamed Team TaeJa because of his excellent performances for the team.
There's been so many times where we all lost and he just pulled through time and time again, making miracle comebacks. One of the most memorable events for me ever was the IPL Team League in San Francisco, where he basically almost all-killed IEM twice in a row. But there's just been so many times where he just wins and wins and wins, and that's kind of just what he does. He just wins games all the time.
It's so remarkable to look at these two players, Rhett, because we have Life, who's 17 years old, and we have TaeJa, who's 19 years old. Between them, they've won 14 major StarCraft 2 tournaments. They have won each just about $200,000 each playing this game at 17 and 19 years of age. These are two prodigies of StarCraft.
Definitely, it's absolutely incredible just how young these guys are, and I think 10 years from now when we remember StarCraft, TaeJa and Life are going to definitely be up there as the guys that we do remember for their amazing performances. So far it seems like TaeJa opting for that Reaper opening, very popular nowadays, and I think even the general consensus is that you need Reapers to control the creep spread, because if you go CC first nowadays and the creep just gets out of control, it's almost too hard to play in the mid game, so Reaper has become the absolute standard, and Life actually counters this by going for a quick gas and will get his link speed very, very early to take map control from the Terran.
And this was an 11 barracks, so let's imagine, Terran versus Protoss, you usually see 12 barracks, 12 gas for a single Reaper, then Reactor. What we used to see against Zerg was 12 barracks, 12 gas for 2 Reapers, and then sort of go towards the factory. But this is 11 barracks, which means we should be looking at 3 Reapers here, which are going to put on a lot of pressure. They're going to be looking towards drones, they're going to be absolutely looking at Zerglings, and they will be hunting Queens down. And this is going to set the pace for the start of this first map.
Yeah, and Life now up to him to do a good job controlling his drones. He does not really want to lose any drones, which is also not necessary, but TaeJa, of course, will try to damage as many as possible, has to be careful not to get surrounded. And you're right, I do think 3 Reaper is likely, and it's also so strong once those Hellions comes out.
Yep.
And especially Life's style of relying on Zerglings, TaeJa might be looking to take advantage and go very heavy on the Hellions.
Absolutely, definitely could be. But the main point of this is not to lose these units. It's very important not to lose them because of what you said, that they, in combination with the Hellions, are so incredibly strong. But for now, TaeJa's started off this quite well. He's got a bit of harassment done. Hasn't managed to pick off any Zerglings yet.
He's got a drone, though, which is very, very nice for him. And he's still harassing, and the speed is on the way, so this is gonna... Oh, has to be careful with that 1 Reaper, but he does save it, and the 3rd Reaper is done now, so...
And a fast and furious start here from TaeJa. He's got his 3rd command center, he's got his factory on the way, he's found another Queen. Does pull these Reapers back as one is a little bit low health here, but a great start here from the Team Liquid superstar, but a decent start as well for Life. He's only lost 1 drone, but is about to lose a Queen.
Oh my gosh, losing a Queen is big, but he might get surrounded. 2 Reapers do go down.
And Rhett, the big question here, is it worth 2 Reapers to kill 1 Queen?
I don't think it's worth it for TaeJa. Like we said earlier, you want them to be with the Hellions and do that much more damage against Zerglings, which now his Hellion follow-up is going to be a lot less potent. He did kill a Queen, but like you said, I don't think it's really worth it.
I agree with you, because the only thing it stops is maybe a little bit of creep spread, because he's got enough Queens to lava inject anyway. I agree with you. I think that killing the Queen was nice, but losing the 2 Reapers isn't ideal here. But we do see that Reaper trying to get back to the Hellions, and it will be safe now. And we are going to see the next stage, and imagine if there was the 2 Reapers still alive with those Hellions. This would be quite dangerous here.
Yeah, and this is also one of the more scary parts of playing against Life, because once you leave your base, you never know exactly how many Zerglings he made.
Yeah.
And if you do not pay attention, there will be 20 of them running into your natural.
Absolutely. I mean, imagine if TaeJa went through the middle and the Lings went around the side. He loses a lot of SCVs here. So TaeJa has to play this out very cautiously. He has gone for double gas, by the way, which is going to give him enough gas to be able to go for Banshees and Cloak.
Yeah, actually it's interesting. He did get a third CC, but he's still going for the Banshee. So I think he's kind of saying like, hey, Life, I know you liked all in, so I'm just going to get that Banshee for safety.
And this hasn't been scouted either, so this could do a bit of damage. It's not been scouted, the second gas hasn't been seen. Okay, excuse me, never mind, it has been spotted. I thought it hadn't. But moving into this next part, how much damage is TaeJa going to get to, deal with these Hellions and Banshee together?
Well, Life did go for a very, very fast lair, and he's going to be able to get an Overseer way in time. He's actually also getting Spore Crawler, so he looks to be very, very prepared, delaying his Evolution Chambers quite a bit to deal with this Hellion Banshee attack.
Little counter attack here, just a handful of Lings, just how Life likes it. Kills off one Marine, and he's going to go SCV hunting. Only gets one here, or yeah, just one. So just one, not the best.
Super annoying though for TaeJa. He had to send back all his Hellions. Life has just been making drones in the meantime. He's up to a good 50 now, and now he can just invest into more Zerglings to deal with this. And he's also going for a very, very quick Spire, which is pretty much sets him up perfect, the fast Banshee.
All right, well, Hellions going to move up now, and the Queens are going to have to fight. There are a couple of Lings here, not that many though. And he is moving over a Spore Crawler to help with this Banshee. He's got a bit of energy on these Queens to transfuse there, I think. Or maybe, no, he just missed it.
Yeah, he misses a transfuse. Not a very good move by Life. He normally doesn't make those kind of mistakes. And TaeJa keeps his Banshee alive as well as 4 of his Hellions. And now Life has 20 Zerglings on the way, but the damage has kind of been done. Another Queen does go down.
Yeah. But how much damage are these Mutalisks going to do? Because that's a bit of a surprise unless he sees the Spire almost done, which he's moving around and he loses the Banshee, does not get the Spire Scout. And the reason why I say how much damage the Mutalisks can do, because this is a fast time.
Yeah, this is a much faster Spire than normal, and well, Life does not have an extreme gas bank, so he won't be able to get like 10 Mutas at once. I think actually there's some more Zerglings into the third base, standard Life.
1 or 2 SCVs here and there, and now a lot of Lings come around, and there's not a lot here for TaeJa. He's coming back with his Hellions and Banshees, and these Lings get a full wrap around those Marines.
And every Marine that TaeJa loses will hurt him more once the Mutas do pop out, and Life is actually splitting up his Zerglings, going for more SCVs here, and this is so nice to see. This is exactly how Life used to play when he was pretty much invincible against Terran.
I mean, TaeJa's playing well, but Life just seems on fire right now. He's playing well, he's a few just little bits of counter attacks with the Lings. He's got 5 SCV kills here. But most importantly, the Mutalisks are about to be out. But turrets are on the way. Turrets are on the way here. So it's not like TaeJa's going to be caught blind by this.
No, he's got a turret.
Too much damage.
He's got a turret in every base, which is very nice. I guess he just kind of smelled it coming because he didn't scout it at all.
Yeah. Major supply block for TaeJa though. He's been stuck on 81 supply, only just now starting 3 supply depots, right?
This is a bit of a problem for TaeJa. He did get 2 medevacs, so he will be able to heal his Marines against the Mutas. But how many Marines? He only has 5 Marines. That Window Mine does take a big shot on those Mutas, which is very nice, and the turret will help fend them off for now.
And that's quite a lot. Even though he didn't lose the Mutalisks, it's not like he can go in and do damage with them because they're so low. A couple of units could almost pick them off. So that's rather nice there for TaeJa.
Yeah, the Widow Mine hit was a big thing, and now I think Life is going to want to look towards taking a possible 4th base as soon as possible, and his drone is on the way. But there's actually a Banshee there that will stop that 4th base attempt, or maybe it won't. The Mutas will have to come back and deal with that. But TaeJa is looking to get his macro going strong. He's already making 8 Marines at once. He's got his armory. He'll be able to get into double upgrades when he realizes that. And actually, Life's got 1-1. So actually 1-0 only. He's only went 1.
No, he got 1-1, right?
Now he's got 1-1, yes.
Yeah, he's got 1-1. Both players do have equal upgrades in this game, and they should be starting 2-2 around the same time here.
Actually, TaeJa taking a little bit of an upgrade lead, which might turn out nice for him later. It seems like Life is not paying attention to his Evolution Chambers, and now TaeJa just looking to clear creep, make way for himself into the mid-game where denying creep is going to be crucial.
Oh, look towards the bottom left here. There's actually 2 Banelings. May try to get into the mineral line here.
Yeah.
Oh, good supply depot. Oh, look at that. He's not getting anywhere with that. That's a nice play there from TaeJa. And 2 Widow Mines do go off. Stop those 2 Banelings. Nice little wall there.
And so far it seems like both players have survived the early stages of the game, and it's actually interesting that, TaeJa is going for Hellbats and Blue Flame, which is an interesting composition, and I feel like a lot of Terran players recently haven't really been able to decide, like, should I stick with the Widow Mines, should I add in a lot of Thors, and it seems like TaeJa feels like Hellbats are the way to go, and we'll have to see how this actually actually pans out against Life.
Well, so far this has been a great start for this series, a very equal game, but we're going to see a big move now from TaeJa. He's moving up this left-hand side, he's got a couple of mines, there's only a handful of Banelings here, and he picks up with them the medivacs on those Marines, but it's a decent start there for TaeJa. He unloads once again. Mutalists do come back here, mines have all used their detonation.
TaeJa has to be so careful. If Life breaks him one time, he could lose these 4 medevacs, which would be so expensive. It looks like TaeJa will have to run for it now.
Oh, the medevac gets away there, and he pulls it towards the back, and all of the reinforcements are there. And so far, this is looking rather good for TaeJa. He's got a massive rally point of units coming across. He's got a lot of Hellbats. He's got Blue Flame.
Yeah, and this 4th base is going to be the point of contention from now on. TaeJa just keeps rallying units, will keep microing, and these only 2 Banelings are there now. There are a bunch more. These Mutas trying to pick off another medevac, and they do.
All right, well, there's also going to be that little second window, a few seconds of window where TaeJa will have 2-2 as well. Remember, that's only about 30 seconds away. But look at this. Life needs to defend. He's got very minimal creep spread to help him out.
Yeah, the creep spread here is a problem. Life does go in. Once again, he's like sending small groups of Banelings all the time, as if he were playing against Widow Mines, actually. He doesn't have to be so careful. I feel like if he just morphs in a ton of Banelings right now, he'll be able to...
2-2. 2-2's completed. This is an opportunity, a big 15-20 second window of opportunity here. And the Mutalisk coming around the left-hand side. TaeJa's going to move forwards.
Nice move by Life, going around the back, picking off the reinforcements. And TaeJa still holds strong at the 4th base, but all the Banelings are now done, and soon we'll have a huge fight going.
Look at this, a decent spread there, off creep from TaeJa, and these Banelings don't do a lot at all, but the Mules are cleaning up the reinforcements, which is nice, slowing this down, but is Life going to hold on to this this location? He needs to. This is so important for the game.
It's so hard right now, and I feel like all these Banelings he's using, they're pretty much doing absolutely nothing. The Hellbats are taking them out. He did do a very good job with his Mutas, and he will have...
He's stopping all these Marines one at a time. And what may start to happen here is that army left on the left-hand side here. It's not that big.
Yeah, it's not that big. Looks like TaeJa will go back and reunite with his new reinforcements. Actually, his Mutas now going into the main. There's only 1 turret there. Does get the repair very fast, but this, yes, he will get... will he stay alive?
Oh, he's taking a lot of damage, and the turret, it actually stays alive there.
Incredible that
and
turret...
TaeJa holds on to the entire of his main mineral line. If that had gone down, all the SCVs would have as well. Great defense there from TaeJa, great repairs. Yes. Need to keep away from that, though. He's still behind in actual army supply.
Yeah, TaeJa taking a nice lead in supply, and he's getting his 4th command center up, and TaeJa so far has been playing extremely well. Life has not been able to do any kind of significant damage to his economy lines. Now we see a lot of Zerglings swimming around the other side, but there's already a Marine there to spot this. Very nice by TaeJa, and he will see this coming.
All right, what are these Mutalists doing? Bringing TaeJa back. He's also going to send 1 medivac worth of Marines down to this left-hand side. Pretty undefended. If he's able to go toe-to-toe with the army on the right while maybe doing damage on this left-hand side, and a big hit from a Widow Mine, 2 hits from the Thor.
Wow, the Thor and the Widow Mine together, killing a lot of Mutas.
These Lings. That Widow Mine. Didn't detonate. It's out.
It took a big shot on the Mutas earlier, and very nice reaction time by TaeJa there, lifting his depots, but Life showing some of his signature play, trying to always get in with Lings while defending at the same time, and both players has got to feel a lot of pressure right now just to stay alive.
All right, well, it's time for TaeJa to take his 4th base. He's cleared the Overlord. He's got his army to make sure he can take that 4th. He's got 3-3 on the way, as well as +3 attack for his Thors, Widow Mines, Hellbats.
The one thing with this constant aggression from TaeJa is that he's kept Life kind of low on the drone count, only at 74, but look at this. The Muta's trying to do something about this 4th base, but TaeJa having none of it, and he will clear the creep and get a PF up there as soon as he can.
What do you think about the roach speed being used here?
This is actually a very strange decision. I've never seen someone go from Mutas into Roach Bane, but maybe Life knows something that other Zerg players don't. Does he actually have any Roaches?
No, I don't think so, not yet. But he did get the Roach speed for them. That's a lot of Banelings here.
Yeah, 69 Banelings, wow.
All right, where are they going?
Both sides, Life looking to attack the 3rd base and the 4th base at the same time.
All right, well, these Banelings are going to roll up, get a bit of damage done. That's a lot of Banelings here. And if he's going to use all of them, he didn't get that much done there, to be honest.
Yeah, very nice for TaeJa to have a Thor right there. You don't really want to use those Banelings on a Thor. But Life's trying everything he can to do damage to TaeJa, but TaeJa's just holding strong and denying the 5th base, which is very nice for him with that drop.
Both of these players playing rather fast at the moment, as you can see. Banelings come back in again, SCV's evacuated, and Well, what really did they do? That's a lot there, considering that Life is on only 4 bases.
4 bases and running out in his main base at the same time. TaeJa is also on 4 bases, and I think if Life actually doesn't manage to do anything, he is getting his hive, but 3-3 is now done.
Yeah, this next fight is going to be so good for TaeJa.
Yeah, with the 3-3 upgrades, the Thors making a huge difference. Actually, since there's not that, well, there's actually 20 Mutalisks, so these Thors are going to make a huge difference in the fight. And Life's going to have to hold on and hope he can get 3-3 and go into Ultras or something like that, because this TaeJa army is so scary right now.
Oh, well, Life, no entry here. And with the 3-3 movement out, Life has to stop this army. He's coming from multiple directions, as we can see on the minimap, and could potentially get around the back of that army, but there is this Baneling attack on the 3rd base going on at the same time. He enters the fray, enters the battle, but that's all the Banelings getting into the Thors, and the Hellbats, they do not connect with the Marines. The Marines all at the back there, gonna deal out a lot of damage, but there is a lot of Banelings left over here, and a lot more morphing in, an additional 14. With the right fight on creep, absolutely Life still has it in him to take the victory.
Yeah, but TaeJa is playing this positionally so well. He's not staying on creep long enough for Life to really do a huge sandwich, and he once again pushes towards the Widow, and Life is like everywhere with his units. He's trying to find holes, but he's going to have to fight this army eventually. It looks like he might do that now. No, he pulls back once again. The Thor is really nice, going to be able to be on the ramp there and block all the Banelings from coming in if he wants to do so. Oh, wow.
Oh, he's not going to get it. I don't think the Banelings go through the middle to try to catch to the Marines while TaeJa was busy repairing his 3rd command center. Equal supply, not so good for Life here. He loses the 5th base once again.
Yeah, there are Marines on the 4th base as well. The 5th base got cancelled, and meanwhile TaeJa still microing in the middle.
Mulus. Oh, the medivac, is it going to get picked off? No, it actually manages to escape with a Thor, and that was very lucky there for TaeJa. A nice escape. That Thor going down would have been quite big. Every unit very important, considering the supply counts.
Yeah, but I feel like Life without a 5th base, time is against him. He's also running out of minerals in his natural. And I think it's absolutely incredible that despite fights everywhere on the map, these guys have pretty much stayed the exact same supply throughout the whole game.
All right, well, Life's coming down the left-hand side with his Swarm. And overall, as you can see by the units lost, TaeJa's played a very cost-efficient game so far. And he's going to continue to do so.
Yeah, his micro and control has been absolutely incredible. But at the same time, Life has been playing very well as well. He's got a nice Muta pack still, 23 Mutas. Getting the 3-3 closer and closer to done, getting the +3 for the Mutas as well. And now even squeezing in some extra drones, and he will definitely have to put everything he has into defending this 5th base.
Yeah, and that's probably TaeJa's next point of contention, you'd imagine, coming up this right-hand side flank and looking to get away from the creep, deny that creep.
Yeah, luckily for Life, he does have quite a bit of creep on the right side, so it'll be easier for him to defend than his 4th base was without any creep. But yeah, TaeJa's going to have to make some moves. He does not want these 3-3 upgrades to finish, and he especially does not want to fight Ultras later on.
Whoop. One Mutalisk gets picked off there. And Adrenal Gland's on the way with these 3-3 upgrades as well for the air. 4 more Mutalisks coming in. Notice how Life just can't afford to try to use any Hive units. With such a low economy, he needs to use these layer tech units. I don't think that drop was spotted there. I mean, it was spotted, but I'm not sure if Life actually saw it. He is moving units down there potentially, so maybe he did manage to see it.
Yeah, Life is also got a Spore and a Spine at that base and some Banelings. He's always got a few Lings and Banelings defending every single base, but it looks like Life realizes he will keep most of his units at his 5th base, and that will be the key for him to stay in this game.
Yeah, the next big fight's going to be up on that top right-hand side, surely here. Unless Life somehow manages to keep his opponent back. If he sends his army down the left, I'm not sure. But TaeJa's at 200 supply now.
Oh my god.
Oh my god, no! The Banelings are gone!
Oh my god.
Self-detonation, the TaeJa's smiling! He knows that was a game-ending mistake from Life. Yeah, well, that's not exactly ideal either there from TaeJa, so I guess he should wipe that grin off his face for now. The game's not over, but...
Yeah, I can't believe that just happened. That never happens in a pro game, especially from Life.
It's Life, he doesn't make these mistakes, right?
No, you never see that, ever. But he's not out of this game yet. His upgrades did finish. He's got Adrenal Glands, he's got a lot of new Banelings. And TaeJa is gonna now attack, and Life is gonna want to send in his Banelings on the Marines, but TaeJa pulls them back in time. The Thors are there, and that was a really nice fight for TaeJa there.
Yeah, 19 more Banelings getting more. TaeJa's coming for the kill potentially. Life needs to defend this, and TaeJa, gets a lot of units blown up there. And once again, there's not that many units, no mines, nothing to really support these Marines away from the Banelings. The Banelings go right in, and there's not that many Marines left.
Oh, the stim run out, and TaeJa not with the best splits we've ever seen from him. And now Life all of a sudden pushing him back. He's up 20 supply. he kept his fifth base alive, and Life will look to push this advantage into probably canceling another base. TaeJa did take another base on the left side of the map, which I think Life does not know about, actually.
No, he does not, but I'm sure these Mules are going to try and feel out this map. He knows he's got his own fifth base. He's got to keep the economy low for TaeJa now. He moves in with these +3 Mules. Great control, keeping them all clumped up together. Very difficult for the Marines to get the right hits on. And he's picking off everything he can. He's going to find this base, and with +3 attack, it isn't going to take too long to pick this off. Is he going to go for it? This would be huge if he was able to pick it off, but Marines do come
He can probably
defend
actually
it.
fight those Marines. They are very low health, but Life decides to wait just a little bit. He will poke back in.
Finds a couple of SCVs and does pick those off. He's going to enter the main base now with +3. Turrets are not a problem, and he's going to pretty much be one-shotting these turrets.
And some Marines will come back, but this is annoying for TaeJa as well. There's a Thor there, actually, so actually you should be able to defend this. There we go, big Thor shots on the Mutas.
Well, he's got to be able to get out with these Mules as well, remember.
Yeah, he's potentially stuck.
There's a tank there he can pick off. A couple of SCVs as well. He's found a hole. And oh my god, Bailey's have actually blown up the planetary on the right-hand side.
Wow.
That's a big move.
That is a very big move, and something like that is so huge. It can change everything. One less base for TaeJa now. And
You think the lack of mines is something which TaeJa is hurt, at least he's really missing?
the lack of mines, and he transitioned into Marauders as well so early, and now these Mutas are just so much harder to deal with because he just doesn't have as many Marines as he normally would have.
All right, TaeJa is going to move across, and in moving across the map like this, he's sacrificing a lot. The Mules are going to do damage. They can maybe go back to that 4th base, but at the same time, yes, the Mules aren't there to defend. Maybe there's an opportunity for TaeJa to get something done, especially on that 5th base, which has not been stopped throughout all of this. But Life has Mules over here. He's got all these links.
Yeah, this is might actually turn into a base race the way this is going. Life is going to stop all the production from TaeJa. He's going to have Muta and Lings, but at the same time, TaeJa is killing the 5th base.
He's got Burrow though, so he can borrow Bailings and maybe set up traps. He doesn't really need to fight this head on if there was a base trade. And if he's able to pick off the command centers, which he's going for, there's not going to be many scans.
No, he actually picks off one command center, and the one at the natural is super low. So with that gone, there would only be 2 orbitals, and yeah, like you said, Burrow Bailings here would be an excellent choice. We'll have to see though if Life actually makes the right choice in this super tense moment.
Oh, this is super crazy right now because TaeJa's just, all of his base is just getting ripped apart right now. But Life has lost his 5th. But he does have that base on the left, giving him a little bit of income.
Yeah, but Life only is on 1 base right now, and TaeJa actually still has 1.5 mining bases. The SCVs get taken out. There's actually only 19 SCVs left against 27 drones. This game has been absolutely insane.
And every single unit matters now. He's going to target the turret down. He's got to be careful. There's quite a few Marines there. Finds himself a medivac or 2, or found the 1, not quite the 2nd. And what is Life going to do with his money, Red? He's got 1,000 in the bank.
Yeah,
I guess just Banelings at this point, you'd imagine. Zerglings and Banelings.
Ultras would be a nice choice.
He doesn't have the Ultras cabin,
no,
though, does he?
doesn't actually. He never made it.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not even sure if he's at Hive.
He is at Hive. He has
Okay,
3-3.
okay.
So.
Oh, yeah, great. Yeah, sorry. All right, Lings into the SCV line once again. And that's a lot of SCVs going down there. Not too much resistance from TaeJa. And what a great start to this quarterfinal. We knew this would be a good series, and it's providing already.
But this is insane. This has just been action-packed for 32 minutes now. I can't believe it's a 32-minute game. And the whole game they've been on the same supply.
How much damage is going to done? Well, didn't kill it, but he got a few SCVs there.
Yeah, there's only 9 SCVs left. And actually, this PF did get kind of low, but once again, on the right-hand side, there are Mutas killing medevacs and more SCVs. But somehow TaeJa is still up 20 supply despite taking all these losses, and Life now trying to retake the 5th. If he can retake that base and start getting income from 2 bases, I feel he is ahead, but...
Only 8 SCVs in this game. There's 2 orbital commands and 8 SCVs. It's not a lot of
the income is very low.
Resources.
Very low for both of them.
That's right, but Life is rebuilding that hatchery up the top. Oh, he actually thinks he can fight that. He's going to fight the Thor and the Marines.
Yeah, and I think he will end up getting the Thor, so he will deny mining here. At the same time, Lings are on the other side of the map as well, denying more mining. But TaeJa, once again, going for the 5th base. And I feel like we're now at a point where these guys are going to have to make things happen with the armies they currently have. 15
Banelings getting morphed in. TaeJa's not far away from this. If he can stop these Banelings morphing, that's a great start here. And, well, he's going to turn around and take the fight. Whoa! 1 big Baneling hit there. Got a lot of those Marines. 3 borrowed Banelings. Sneaky, sneaky, little cheeky little Life. But no, he doesn't manage to drag him into it. There was another one just above that. 2 more there on the left-hand side. If he gets one of these hits off.
And the orbitals are in the air, so there are actually no scans for TaeJa at all. And now it's just going to come down to life using these Banelings to the best of his ability. He does not.
He has the Mulus and the Lings left, but these Baneling bombs.
Yeah, he's going to have to make it happen with these Banelings. He doesn't have anything else on the ground. And
oh, a scan reveals 2, 3 of them. There is another one set up here. Are we going to see a scan? Is somehow life going to be able to drag him into them? Orbital's in the air, and that's obviously not fantastic. He doesn't really have the ability to scan right now with these following the army.
But this is so difficult for life right now. He's got just Mutas, and that's just not going to cut it against how many Marines there are for TaeJa.
They're not mining. Neither of them are mining. 0 income. This is it, the units that they have.
Now 12 Banelings, and 12 Banelings against 24 Marines, actually, that could happen. This is so hard to call.
He needs to drag them in. He needs to drag the Marines into the Baneling mine, a Baneling mine. He has to do it. That's almost the only way. The 12 Banelings and a few Lings aren't going to defeat these Marines, I don't think, with all that support.
TaeJa is just going to land his orbitals and drop the Mule Hammer. And that's a very good choice because life is not going to get any more units, but if TaeJa just gets a couple of mules, he can make, I don't know, he still has plenty of supply to make more Marines and more Marines.
Well, not if he loses the supply depots, right?
And that's what seems to be what life is going for. I think that's a very good move. And he will get more and more of these depots, but still TaeJa quite a whiles away from being supply blocked, and the mules do go down. And all the barracks are being landed.
Making a wall here, Rhett. And that means that TaeJa shall mine from a fresh base. And now the pressure is on life.
Yeah, this puts a timer on life. He has to do something before this income gets out of control.
And how can he? There's a wall.
Yeah.
How are the Banelings going to get through this?
This is the sickest 37-minute wall that I've ever seen.
This is almost checkmate, I have to feel.
Yeah.
What can life do? He can't mine. He can't build a hatchery.
And TaeJa actually resumes SCV production as well, so it seems like he's totally content going back into a more calm state of the game, just get more and more units and wait for life to do something about this, because like TaeJa can just sit there and wait and say, come at me, bro.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's saying in his little timid way. But he's losing supply depots, which is obviously going to hurt him a lot. Somehow these Banelings need to find the right connections to these Marines.
And life actually finds a spot where he can kind of fight with his Mutas, but that Widow Mine.
8 Mutas left. That's it.
I am very scared for life. I don't see anything that he can do at this point, and TaeJa is remaking his supply depots. He will potentially lose a couple more, so he's going to actually need to find room to build them, but it's just a matter of time.
Well, this game has gone from super fast, super fast to super slow.
Looks like life is ready to make a stand. He comes in with everything he's got.
But what is he going to do here? He knows he has to try something, but there's nothing. This is suicide if he tries to go in there.
He's microing his Mutas so hard. He's got so much APM right now, but doesn't really find anything to pick off, and he hasn't really picked up anything in a while now. He will swing around once more, but there's a turret there. And life just got to get more and more depressed seeing all these mules and SCVs.
I mean, if he's able to, you know, maybe do damage with Mulus over time, maybe, but if he drags the units out, of course, that's a massive chance for him.
Gets one Marauder there, that's nice, but that's like the only thing he's picked up. Oh, another Widow Mine.
One less Mutalisk. And now at this point, TaeJa's even got confidence to pick up a Medivac full of 8 Marines and going to send them to the left-hand side here.
Where 3 drones are long-distance mining. More and more Muta micro. He actually does a nice job not losing any of them. He will use the buildings to bounce off with the glaives, doing area of effect damage.
I feel like this is at the end of a chess game where they're just going back and forth with their pieces. No further moves.
Wow. What an incredible first game. I mean, action the whole way through. They were trading blows with each other non-stop, and they stayed the same supply, and it came down all the way to the wire. It was so close, but TaeJa just barely pulling out ahead there. But
yeah. I mean, I think we can all safely say that yesterday TaeJa was a little bit shaky in his games against Stardust. Lost the first 2, then had to win 3 games in a row. But that was a very good performance from TaeJa, and he does live up to the record of 2013, where he was 8 maps in favor of Life, who only had 2. He beat him 3 times at 2 different DreamHack tournaments.
Yeah, and you know, TaeJa is a guy who's always said, hey, I want to win more than these $10,000 tournaments. So he's got to be really, really excited about possibly playing for $100,000. Yeah. That would definitely make his year, pretty much anyone's year. So I'm happy to see him play to his full ability and this promises so much for these next couple of games. The next map will actually be Yonsu. Actually, the first 2 maps of this series, I feel like it's a little bit harder for Life. Like, I feel like heavy... Oh, it's actually going to be Frost?
Yeah.
Okay, so I was wrong.
All right, here's the last couple of moments of this game here. And oh, this is actually, no, the game-changing moment. Oh, look
my
at
God.
TaeJa. He's like, ooh.
And to think that that move might have been the whole,
Yeah?
you know, the whole game outcome coming down to that. If he had those banelings at the end, it was so close, and then doing something like that, that's got to be so hard on Life. But he's got to make sure he doesn't think about it anymore. He's got to focus on this next game.
Yeah, that one moment of those banelings detonating. What? How many banelings we talking? 25, 30 there?
Yeah, I think it was like at least 20.
Yeah, it's a lot of banelings there. So you are correct, by the way. The next map is Yonsu. It was a mistake with the hosting, so we'll be jumping into this in a couple of moments' time. But this is where the StarCraft action really starts to heat up here at the Intel Extreme Masters. This is the World Championship. Started way back when in Shanghai, and now we are here in Poland, having traveled the globe, and now we're in search of the Intel Extreme Masters StarCraft 2 World Champion. And these 2 players are absolute contenders. And when we finally get into the semi-finals, which will be happening today, what a top 4. We have CJ Hero, who's won 2 Intel Extreme Masters this season. We've got Polt, who seems to be on fire right now with his back-to-back WCS last year, his 2nd place at the Intel Extreme Masters Cologne this season as well. We've got SOS, the BlizzCon champion, and then what are these 2?
Yeah, it's
what
incredible.
A top 4.
It's incredible. All these guys deserve to be there, and it's such a great representation of the guys who've done well for such a long time and are just in super shape right now.
Yeah, and this is, I think we can also say that this level of StarCraft that we're watching is very high right now.
Yeah,
the play from both of them just then.
I mean, there were Lings moving around all the time, constant meter harass, at the same time defending bases. TaeJa microing his Marines off and off creep, on and off creep the whole game.
Yeah.
They're just showing incredible multitasking, and that's what makes StarCraft such an awesome game. Like, the way these guys are controlling their keyboards and their mouse is just incredible. And it would actually be kind of cool to see camera on that at some point, but take it from me, it's lightning fast.
It is lightning fast, and there's a reason why both of these players, who aren't even over the age of 20, have won $400,000 between the both of them. It's a lot of money for these youngsters, and they probably don't even have access to it yet or something. I'm not too sure.
I think it's Korean tradition to actually give it to your parents. So that might be the
Well, these aren't really rich kids, are they? It's more like rich kid parents. As we get ready for this next game. But I'm expecting a lot from this series. I hope you guys are at home and enjoying this. Do make sure whenever you tweet or talk about these games, include the hashtag IEM and let everybody know that this is the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship, and this is where the best StarCraft 2 action is to be seen. From today, we have this quarterfinal, we have 2 semifinals, and then tomorrow, the grand final to find out who will win the $100,000 first place prize. Second place going home with nothing. But on top of this, remember, all the WCS points up for grabs.
True, very good point, actually. It's going to be really important at the end of the year. Probably a tournament like this could make the difference between getting into BlizzCon or not. But
first place is 1,500 points. Ooh. That is half the amount that Naniwa had throughout the entire year last year.
Yeah, that's actually crazy.
To BlizzCon.
It's going to make such a big difference later on. But I'm sure that's not what's on these guys' mind right now.
All right. Time for the player introductions, Rhett. We are in Yonsu, map number 2, with TaeJa winning 1-0 so far. Down here in the bottom left-hand side, as the red Zerg player playing for StarTel. Please, Poland, make some noise for life! Take his life.
And his opponent showing some incredible Terran play in game number 1. It is Liquid TaeJa.
And this is the Spodek Arena. Thousands and thousands of individuals come here to enjoy esports over the weekend, and we are all enjoying esports this weekend, Rhett, the finest.
Very much so, very much so.
11 barracks again, 11 guests.
And look at this, Life actually changing it up and going for a 15 pool in this game. This is something that's really good to mix it up with because there's been a lot of 8 Rex proxy Reaper making a comeback or double 11 Rex as well, which on this map in particular is very strong.
But it's not even that bad against Reaper expansions anyway.
No, you get a queen very quick.
Exactly, you get queens very quick. You don't need to build 6 Zerglings like you did in the previous game. And actually, there's a lot of, I'm sure you play a lot in your server. There's a lot of Zerg players doing this right now against Terran.
Yeah, the best Zerg players are doing this right now, just like I said, trying to metagame the proxy barracks. Actually, this is probably the build that Life least wants to face when he's opening like this, but it's not the end of the world. The problem with this is how fast will Life get speed. And if he doesn't get speed and TaeJa goes 3 Reapers once again, then Life could be contained in his own base for a very, very long time.
Yeah, he definitely could do. And he's going to have to really rely on queens. It's going to be queen heavy this time, nice and early. Going to use the queen for defense. He could even use these 2 links to run around and maybe try to catch the SCV build in the command center or something because he has this early queen out.
Yeah, that would be a very smart thing to do, and I do think he will send these links out on the map and try to run around just like you said. His Overlord is spotting everything that's going on, so he will actually avoid this Reaper without a problem. And just now the first Reaper gets into the base, but this queen will pretty much finish at the exact same time.
Yeah, perfect, and this is why we see a lot of spawn and pull players of recent. So Lava inject down, and the Reaper can't really do anything right now, because usually you have that 15-second to 30-second point where the Reaper can get into the drone line and you force the extractors, you force the spore crawlers. Not this time.
And look at that, the second Reaper actually on the way to Life's base, so this is the perfect time.
Perfect. You nailed it. You said the P word. He goes, oh, actually he didn't go in. I think he's waiting for the third.
Yeah,
man.
he wants to wait for the third Reaper. Actually, that's even smarter, possibly.
Well, it's going to be quite close. Well, actually, yeah, but it's not that close for the command center finish. And yeah, it is going to be good. If he can get that SCV kill, slow that command center down.
That would be a big win for him.
When's he going to go, Rhett? He's got a lot of queens out now. He's got 1 already out.
Oh my God,
more about to pop.
This is so unfortunate. TaeJa,
oh, he doesn't see it. He doesn't see it. And he's going to go for that SCV. And that's a nice move here from the StarTale player. Down goes the SCV, and he stops that command center from building. And a nice, smart little trick.
Yeah, he does. And now TaeJa has to actually send back his Reapers, and he's sending back all 3 of his Reapers.
And this gives him the opportunity to maybe go take his third.
It's a little bit early, but if he knew that the Reapers were gone, he might just do that. He hasn't taken any gas yet. His gases are very, very late. It's already 5:40. He's just gone up to 4 queens, and I wonder if he's gonna like take 4 gases or something, but because this is like extremely late.
It is late. 5 minutes would be the normal time for anyone wondering here. But going up is quite late, very economy focused, very drone heavy, and he is going to be able to squeeze out that third hatchery while the Reapers are back at home. And on top of that, he sees the third command center. He sees the second gas. He sees and knows that Starport's going to be coming in. So full scout, slow down of TaeJa's command center, a great start for the Zerg player.
Yeah, especially really nice that this hatchery did go up. But by the time there are Hellions with 3 Reapers, you can actually take down a hatch super fast. And because of the late gas, it's going to be such a long ways off before he has link speed. So I'm kind of worried for Life once the Reapers unite with the Hellions. Like, how's he going to deal with this, you think?
Queens, man.
Yeah. Well, he needs to start saving energy right now because it might be possible for him. Actually, look at that. He's getting a Lair and a Roach Warren. So he might just be able to look to defend it with Roaches. And with the Lair timing, he might actually be looking to do some kind of Roach aggressive type of bust.
Yeah, definitely could, couldn't he? He's going to need to throw down some evolution chambers soon unless he has something completely wild planned.
Yeah, and look at that. TaeJa actually sent it in the Reaper and saw the Lair, but last game it was a very fast Spire. So if TaeJa doesn't see the Roaches for a while, he might be totally in the dark about what's happening, and that's so dangerous for him right now.
All right, well, let's find out what Life has planned here. Double engineering bays are starting. 3 Roaches on the other side of the map here are starting as well.
Yeah, if Life shows the Roaches, then TaeJa should know that something is up, because there's no way that you go for a fast Spire while going also Roaches, because it's just too gas heavy. And we'll have to see what he's going to do with this Lair. Is he going to get Roach speed immediately? Because if he does, he's got something cooking for TaeJa.
Well, as we wait for that upgrade to be researched, there it is.
Yeah, and he's got no evolution chambers whatsoever, so this is... Oh, actually, as I say that, he throws them down. So he might actually play still a little bit conservative.
Well, you can definitely build a lot of Roaches soon, along with timing it with Roach speed finishing and maybe keep TaeJa away from the third base and maybe something like that.
Yeah, with how fast TaeJa is taking his third base, already moving it out there. So I don't think TaeJa is going to play too carefully here. And actually, his Life is still making drones. There's the Baneling nest. And we'll just have to see exactly how many Roaches he wants to make. But He can't know, of course, but making a lot right now and going for it would be a very good choice.
Oh, well, this Reaper does poke in. He's actually having a look for himself here. He's going to find the Baneling Nest. And he's going to come down to the natural here. Viking on the third as well, which has been clearing up overlords on this right-hand side.
What I really like that Life is actually doing, he's disposing 4 links just to take out these rocks. Because one of the problems with this map is that before you have mutas, the Terran player can fly double medevacs from both sides and just escape to the island over and over. But taking down these rocks means he will be able to deal with that later on.
Do you reckon he has intentions to take his 4th base there?
Yeah, I think he's definitely going to take that 4th base. But look at this Viking will stop that for now. It's actually rather annoying for Life. He's going to have to make a decision soon. Maybe he wants to take the other 4th base if this is going to take a long time.
All right, well, roach speed now just finished up, as we can see on the right-hand side of your screen. And a few more roaches have been added in here.
Yeah, but he will get the Spire, so I don't think this is going to be a very aggressive play anymore. And his creep spread is looking good. He is now using the roaches to kill those rocks, and they will actually go down pretty quick, and he'll be able to get a 4th base in nice time in this game.
Yeah, he's going up to 10 roaches. A lot of overlords about to pop here. And there's a lot of gas in the bank for Life. That's going to be quite a nasty switch when he goes for this. But we are now seeing TaeJa move out for the first time. He's got Stim. He's got his upgrades completed. He's got double medivacs as well. So he's going to start clearing creep spread, which is rather standard at this point. Nice little run by there, but not really able to achieve too much.
TaeJa, Life is actually just sending his links and roaches across the map. Gonna go straight into the natural here, and there's actually only 2 Marines in that bunker. But look at that.
Oh, look at that, the tank actually. The tank, you traitor. As the supply depot is not able to be raised, and the tank gets picked off for its dastardly deeds. But now we have these roaches coming into the 3rd base, and SCVs shall die here, Red.
SCVs shall die, but also all these roaches will die. And I'm not sure if this was a very good trade for Life. He did kill a couple of SCVs. Let's see how many he killed. He killed 9 in total so far.
9 in a tank, and a couple of Marines.
Yeah. I think TaeJa just got that tank because he was worried about Roach Bane. So it doesn't even really matter. And now 9 mutas are on the way, and plus the 2-2 weapon and carapace upgrades are pretty much lined up at the exact same time. So we're going to be in for a treat again because this is looking quite similar to how the last game started.
Yeah, big supply bot there from TaeJa at 121 supply. But overall, we should be in for a treat here. Quite equal between the both of them so far, I think we can say. And another stim forward, a bit more creep spread denied, and TaeJa's done a good job of that so far, clearing creep in the middle and hitting this right-hand side. Turns around and fights the link if there's no banelings. Of course he's going to.
There are some banelings now. TaeJa will have to be careful now because the mutas are there as well. He does not want to lose these medevacs. He will actually lose a lot of Marines in the process, and oh my god, he actually stays there for a little too long. 1 medevac will go down. TaeJa, you're going to have to split your Marines because that's quite a few banelings.
And, well, he does split his Marines quite well. And the Mutila's caught in the middle here. And they do escape, but a couple of them were picked off. And you think about that he built 12, there's only 9, so he's lost 5 or 4 Mutilas there.
Yeah.
4 have been lost. That's not ideal.
No, that was scary for TaeJa though, but TaeJa actually, in the end, he's fine. And I think it was a pretty even trade. And now we're just going to see more mutas, more links from Life. He did actually get up to 82 drones this game, so that's a little bit better than last time. He's going to be a little bit richer. And look at that, his infestation pit this game is actually very, very fast. So he's going to be able to do a better job keeping up with the 3-3 upgrades of TaeJa. And once again, look at that, it's Hellbat. Blue Flame. Looks like TaeJa actually decides that definitely has faith in this composition, and why not? It worked so well in that last game, and TaeJa just now cleaning up a little bit more creep.
Yeah, Life has done a good job to replenish it. He's very weak on the left-hand side there, so if we're going to think about potential 5th bases in this game, that left-hand side is kind of weak. He's going to want to start creep spreading up there once again.
He does have 2 active tumors there, but they actually get taken out now as well. It looks like Life's had enough. He's going to send his mutas straight into the main base right now. And there's only 2 turrets there, but we saw what Repair can do last time. Let's see if he can do it again.
Well, he targets the turret down quite fast, and no repairs today, but there is another one up there. 4th command center is denied for the time being, and he gets the cancel. So nice play there by Life.
That's actually a really nice pickoff, delaying that base just a little bit more. And there's the hive for Life. So, and also the burrow upgrade once again.
Yeah, wasn't able to capitalize that on the previous game, but maybe this one. But you have to commend TaeJa. I've said it multiple times now. Look at the creep spread. It's just stuck at the halfway point.
Yeah, that's pretty much all he's been doing this whole game. Like, he's just not going to go on creep and fight you. He's just going to be patient, clean up all the creep, and then once it's all gone, then he'll take a very aggressive stance. And looks like actually Life you know, about what you said about the left side earlier. He does not want to expand there. He's just going to expand on the right side for his 5th base, which I think is a very good choice. But
isn't it risky,
still,
considering that TaeJa's 4th is going to be on that right-hand side as well?
It's going to be very close to each other. You're right about that. Look at that. Live once again, countering with a lot of links, but not really getting cost-efficient straight here. And
it looks like a Medivac was picked off there. And TaeJa is going to push life back once again here. 4th command center has been rebuilt somewhere inside the main base, I think it is again, and he will be looking to take that right-hand side. So the dynamic between these two bases on the same side.
Yeah, that could play a big part later on.
Especially because the planetary fortress and turrets up there, it's going to be, you know, a reinforcement point for TaeJa. It's very close to Life's actual mining base, or soon to be.
This command center could be in trouble if these mutas intercept it.
He's gonna go for it. SCVs can't repair. Marines are stimming behind this.
He will save it.
Does save it. Turns around, picks off Marauder. Life does like to have these nice flick backs with his Mutalisks. But now he realizes the threat that he's gonna be under.
Yeah, I look at actually the upgrades for Life so much better in this game. And look, oh, he's gonna go for it. So many Thors there, so many Banelings as well. Magic Bucks and the mutas are trying to. Actually, he gets great connections on the Marines.
That's a lot of Banelings here, Rhett. And the Mulus lives strong. There's not too many left. He's going to try and target down this command center. And he's going to get it. So a nice pick off there by Life. Trading a lot of units.
Yeah,
picking
big
off
win
the
for
4th.
Life there. Now
and now
TaeJa's going to have to do something.
72 Lings, 16 Banelings. Some fantastic macros, some fantastic injects across these hatcheries. And he's going to rebuild an army to hopefully deal with the counterattack. And this, with picking off the 4th, can cripple TaeJa.
Yeah, and TaeJa hasn't even rebuilt his 4th base. I think he just wants to attack right now. But Life just has so much stuff. He's up 50 supply, and once again, these Banelings try to go in. Get a nice connection, actually. I have seen better control from TaeJa in the past, but still
Look at the supply. 26 Lings on the way, 3-3 on the way. Ultralisk Cavern coming down as well. Things are going in Life's favor, and the denial and slowing down of that 4th command center play a pivotal point here.
Yeah, this game, Life is also a lot richer than last game. He still has a lot of mutas. He hasn't lost too many in this game. Well, he's lost quite a few, but 18 is still quite scary. And once again, he looks to poke up that ramp. It seems like he really likes fighting just there. And
you think this game... Oh, hold on a second. Hold on a second, Rhett. That rally point, it's not for Swarm Hosts. It's not for Locusts like we see so often. It's for these Banelings to get right down there. But unfortunately, there is a bit of a wall off.
There's a full bunker and there's a lot of Marines, so I'm not sure these are going to... Oh, look at that, the Marines are going to move away.
Uh-oh. Well, the bunker's going to go down. The SCVs are going to be hunted next. He gets a couple. Not a lot, but a couple.
Such a nice move to unload that bunker and then stim the Marines and pick up Banelings that way.
Do you think that TaeJa, if you were to point out a mistake here, is just... Because you described it before, that all he's been doing is clear and creep. He hasn't touched Life's economy once. He hasn't dropped him once. Has that been his mistake in this game, to allow Life to have freedom?
I mean, I think it's very good what he's doing, but he just had that one fight at the 4th, and now the command center at the 3rd base is under attack. But, oh my, these mutas, he's losing quite a few mutas there. Doesn't get the command center. Meanwhile, TaeJa has a drop on the ramp, gets cleaned up. There's some units in the middle, there's a Thor in the middle. There's just so much action everywhere on the map, Polo, it's crazy.
It's been a wild game, this one, and the Mutalisks, I mean, overall, Life is just very proactive with his units, whether it be the Mutalisks, whether it be the Zerglings or Baneling attacks, but now we have the Ultralisk entering the fray.
Yeah, and with TaeJa's economy in scrambles, I don't think he's going to be able to do much about these Ultras at all.
Life smells blood. Life smells blood here. It's TaeJa's blood, it's Team Liquid's blood, it's blue blood. And he's going to look to try to finish this game off soon. There's a lot of Banelings there that could get picked off. That would be a nice victory there for TaeJa. There's a big surround coming from the right-hand side there, but not enough units, and that was a nice fight for TaeJa.
He actually loses all his mutas. He doesn't have any left right now. And TaeJa does have quite a scary army. He only has 41 SCVs as opposed to 80 drones, so the army supply is actually super close. More creep being cleared up. Here come the Ultras. Oh, this is scary.
This is scary. There are a few Marauders in there, but these Ultras are scary. Banelings come from the right-hand side here. TaeJa, pick up, get out of there, Sunshine. You're going to lose a lot. He's down to 110 supply, and Life can now charge these Medivacs down. As he unloads, he can just fight. And it looks like he's waypointing everything down here, and TaeJa is looking at the barrel of defeat at the moment.
Yeah, it's a little bit too bad about losing his mutas. He would have been able to chase all these Medivacs, but I'm not sure what TaeJa can get done. There's actually Corruptors being made that will also do a good job dealing with the Medivacs. And TaeJa can't really be keep him here for too long because he's going to lose everything to Corruptors.
Yeah, the supply is not too different between them, and now that TaeJa is mining from that fourth, all hope is not lost. If you look at the supply difference, it's similar. Corruptors do come in to assist this, and there's still 10 Marines being made per cycle. So it's not over yet. TaeJa, of course, in a losing position, but is starting to stabilize a little bit now with that fourth command center up. And Life adding on a lot more units here. Doesn't want to get overconfident in his position, or in his position that he's been in the lead with.
No, it's a little bit scary for him. With the mules, TaeJa still has a lot of income, and if you take a bad fight once with the Ultras against Marauders, things can snowball really, really fast, and it looks like Life wants to be aggressive.
How many infestors does he have for fungal growth, if any?
He's got 2.
Does he have energy?
He should by now. Yeah, he's got energy. And Life still just relentlessly sending Zerglings to the left side of the map as well. This is what he's been doing the whole game long. And once again, the SCVs will be under attack.
And at the same time, it looks like the main fight is going to commence here. There's a lot of units on the left army destroyed, a fungal on the right side. But overall, a decent defense once again by TaeJa. He's holding on here, and it's only extra Zerglings being made. Where are the infestors considering the gas to, mineral resource balance we have?
Yes, he's got a lot of gas, and actually he's got too much gas. He should definitely invest into infestors or something like Brute Lords, which take a lot of gas. Actually, Brute Lords would be a game ender right now. I think that'd be a great choice. But he's at, there we go, the Greater Spire on the way. But look at, actually the whole game long, Life has killed 60 workers already.
I think that just describes what kind of a player he is.
Very aggressive guy.
And I'll drop here. He's gonna, by the looks of it, cancel this. +3 Marines with stim, quite good. And he will be able to do that and then get out.
Doesn't get cancelled, actually. I wonder if TaeJa knows at all about the Greater Spire, because if he did,
waits, he'd be fighting, you'd imagine, right?
He saw the Corruptors, though, so he has to know it's coming. He needs to do something soon. Amazing how they're actually similar in supply once again.
70 army supply for Life, 109 for TaeJa. It's a very scary number there, but the Greater Spire is about to complete, and there is, of course, a lot of resources in the bank for Life, so he just needs a couple of extra minutes.
Yeah, he's adding some more Corruptors now. He'll be able to have a really nice Brute Lord Infestor Corruptor army. Once again, these SCVs are being chased away. Life just does not stop.
Vikings are being made. TaeJa understands the threat. There's the scan, sees the Brood Lords. He moves out as he scans. Or should I say scans as he moves out.
Not the biggest fungal for Life there, but Life will just go very, very soon. These Brood Lords are almost done.
They're not ready, Red. They're not ready. One gets cancelled or destroyed on the right-hand flank. The other one's been targeted down, and Life has to fight here. 3 Brood Lords almost ready. They're going to get targeted down immediately, and TaeJa jumps right on top. But it survives. It survives, and by the skin of his teeth, Life pushes this back.
That was so close, but there's so many medevacs. These Marines are not dying somehow, and somehow Life is actually kind of in a difficult position. There's no Banelings left.
1, 2, and the third survives. Lings get in there, but these Marines are not going to die too fast.
And there's 32 Lings on the way, but
the last Brood Lord is gone.
How is this possible? How is TaeJa making this happen?
TaeJa's pushing forward. He's got a lot of Marines. He's still mining, remember. He's still building 6 Marines, additional Vikings. He's going to break this expansion of Life, and all of a sudden, from the TaeJa that we saw yesterday, who was leaving games when it looked like just as soon as his opponent had a lead, he was gone. But this time, he's stuck in it for the long run, and he's taken a lead here, you have to think.
And now, actually, Life is only on 1 base, and TaeJa got mules, and his income is far ahead. Once again, Lings are ravaging the SCV line, but TaeJa has Marines there, and he's defending, and he's going to make a push for Life's 4th base. There's a full energy infestor on the ramp, but he gets a okay fungal, I guess.
But that 4th base for TaeJa, he can be on 1 base, that's fine.
Yeah. I can't believe that TaeJa's somehow making this happen with what he's got. There's a lot of Lings now surrounding these Marines, and TaeJa will back off, but the damage has been done.
Now, you have to... I mean, what do you think was going through Life's mind right now? He was winning this game for a long time, but then this happened.
Yeah, I almost feel like Life, through his aggression, he's throwing away so many units everywhere that he's getting a lot of workers, yes. But he would be better off in some cases, perhaps, just playing defensively and using his units to actually crush TaeJa's main army, especially when his economy is so much bigger.
Yeah, well, the game is not over yet. We have 5 Infestors, 7 Banelings. With the right fungals, anything is possible, but a new base is being established here for TaeJa. That's going to help out his cause a lot, and a great position for those Marines.
Yeah, and somehow it's once again incredibly close at the 30-minute mark. so hard to tell who would win this game, but TaeJa right now does have 2 drops, or 4 Vikings at the natural and a drop, trying to deny mining at the Life's new base. And the supply is rising for TaeJa, and his army is just getting bigger and bigger.
And with mules being put to that top left base, it's going to be very difficult for Life to contend when it comes to incoming.
Oh my
GG
God.
call. TaeJa takes this 2-0 so far and finds himself just 1 game away from 3-0ing Life. And Life, who lost 3 times in a row last year to TaeJa, finds himself in a very similar position.
Please explain to me what the hell just happened in that game, Sean, because I really felt like Life was doing everything right, and now all of a sudden, the Brute Lords get caught, and then the Marines just don't die, despite there being a ton of Banelings and Ultras. The healing power just stays strong, and all of a sudden, TaeJa turns it around, and he's got a 2-0 lead now. It's absolutely incredible. I just can't believe what I just saw.
Do you believe in Life to make the comeback?
I do. Actually, like I said, I think the first 2 maps were a little bit rough for Life. From here on out, it will probably get a little bit easier to play, although you can argue if it's actually easier to play if you know that you're on the verge of being eliminated.
All right, well, Life now needs to compose himself. He's a champion, he's experienced, he knows what it takes to win. Even though this isn't the final, this very well could be a final of a top-tier tournament. Oh, wait! Ha 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 ha! DreamHack Winter, it was a final of a top-tier tournament. And this is just the quarterfinal here of the Intel Extreme Masters.
And TaeJa looks just as strong as he did at DreamHack Winter. And actually, the next map is going to be Habitation Station. Do you have any thoughts for TVZ on this map? Do you think we could see something crazy like a lift to the gold? Or like a 2 racks, anything out of the ordinary here from TaeJa, I think?
I do not believe so.
Think it'll just be Reaper once again?
I think it will be Reaper once again. No, actually, I think Command Center first this time.
Yeah, this is one of the maps that is not as good for Reapers. But I still feel like denying creep is so important that Reaper might be the best choice. But personally, I would love to see something like double racks, especially...
Oh, actually, looking at that,
yeah, it was another
detonation. Yeah.
Explode. Maybe Life should consider changing that hotkey to something far away.
Look at him there. He slips down in his chair and can't believe that happened again. And if you think about, I mean, I didn't actually notice that during the actual fight and commentary, but detonating all those Banelings again.
Yeah.
And it's very simple to do, I imagine, because the shortcut for it is X on the keyboard. And if you're reinforcing with Zerglings, which is Z on the keyboard, a bit of a misclick there, you press the wrong key, having them right next to each other, you lose your Banelings. And
I think
critical mistakes you can't be making at this caliber.
It was a lot less decisive than it was in the first game. I feel like Life was still winning after that, but it's kind of worrisome that it's happening 2 games in a row to a player like him. Like it's not normal.
All right, well, it's time for game number 3 now. Habitation Station. The map is a 2-player. It has a gold base in the center, two gold bases, which can be utilized by both opponents if they want to try to take it earlier on. It is risky to take it early, but it does give you a bit of a, slightly larger income. But let's find out, is this going to be a 3-0 in favor of TaeJa? The winner of this will move on to face off against the BlizzCon champion in the semifinals.
And here we go in the top left of Habitation Station. It is the fearsome Zerg, Star-tailed Life.
All right, and up here to the top right-hand side of Habitation Station, Team Liquid superstar in the blue, it's TaeJa. These players fighting, of course, to make it to the death race, which is the option to play and the opportunity to play for the $100,000 first place prize, but also a lot of WCS points on the line. These both are already in the top 16. If the global finals was to happen tomorrow, they are playing. TaeJa currently ranked, hold on, 6th. And Life is ranked, oh no, other way around. TaeJa ranked 12th, Life ranked 6th. Sorry, I can't even read my handwriting sometimes, Rhett.
It's okay, neither can I.
But lots of points on the line. They've already established themselves with 400 points, being in the top 8. It starts to climb up and up and up.
Yes, and actually look at this once again. We see a 15 pool from Life. So, I actually would have probably tried to do the same thing if I was Life, because I feel like a double 2 racks would have been super predictable here, but no. once again, it's going to be a Reaper. So I'm not sure this is a good opening for Life, but just like in the last game, he'll probably be fine. He'll probably look to play 4 Queen once again. And TaeJa, so far, has had a lot of success with his Reapers.
Was it 11 barracks again? I was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
Yeah, that's
it
the
was.
second supply depot. So yeah, and Life does see that, and he will be able to tell that this is the second. An 11 barracks. So 3 Reapers on the way. You think he's going to try to do the Ling run by this time? I don't think TaeJa's going to fall for that twice.
No, I don't think TaeJa should just leave his Reaper as his natural, but you never know. It's such a high pressure situation that he could just forget once again. And actually last game, Life messed it up a little bit, but it made a big difference. Like canceling that SEV is so huge. And he is making 2 Lings, so he'll probably try to sneak them around again, at least keep TaeJa at home a little bit longer than TaeJa would like to be.
4 Lings.
Ah yes, 4 in total. Wow.
Oh yes, Professor Rat. 4 Lings. And TaeJa comes up here and he's going to spot that this is a spawn and pull first build with the Queen already being out here. And one would imagine that the second Reaper would be left at home.
It should actually just rally to the natural, so TaeJa this time will be on top of this. But he actually stops at 2 Reapers. He will get a faster reactor. And TaeJa once again did scout that it's not gas. So if he focuses very hard on delaying the 3rd base, I think it could give him a great position. And it looks like he will actually himself go for, once again, the fast 3rd CC.
These 4 Lings are very interesting to me. I think that Life has kind of realized that the Reaper is left at home and isn't coming across the map, which is why he's just left them down the south. 3 command centers, though, for TaeJa, standard as can be. Do you expect Life to play any type of aggressive game here if he's to throw down gases soon? Is he capable? Could he do it?
I feel like in last game he kind of had the opportunity to go mass Roach. I wouldn't mind seeing something like that against TaeJa, who has shown that he really likes to take his 3rd base very, very aggressively. But we'll have to see just what Life wants to do. It seems like his gases once again will be on the late side, so this is just his standard build order, I suppose. So far, TaeJa adding his tech lab. We will not see any mech play from him at all so far, which is interesting. I think I really enjoy these action-packed fast games where both players are just constantly trading blows, and it seems both of them are totally satisfied with that as well.
Now, Stim is on his way now. Hellion production has begun. 3rd base has been thrown down here for Life. The Reapers were not able to slow this down, really, as the Queen's pushing forward with their creep.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate he did not delay it at all once again, and normally that's a big opportunity for the Terran player, but his first 2 Hellions are done now. He'll be looking to put on a bunch of pressure soon enough.
Alright, well, there's 4 Lings still around the other side of the map, waiting for an opportunity to break through and try to get some damage dealt, but so far, a very standard game here. Both players just looking to set up their economy. Reaper squeezes past the drones. He did try to get a surround on, but this Queen is going to deny the Reaper, who actually was looking for the lair there.
The lair, and he does see that there's a 3rd gas being taken, but so far nothing too crazy from Life. He will get the evolution chambers a tad bit earlier than he has in the past this game, and this is setting up once again to be a very close look at.
Do you think TaeJa was a little bit worried here by going barracks instead of engineering base upon seeing no lair in case there was some form of aggression? Didn't want to be too greedy?
I think that 3rd gas, maybe Life actually wanted to do something like Roach Bane, but upon getting scouted he went for this, and I think TaeJa made the right choice to go for this added barracks as well. His next attack will have a lot more Marines than it normally does.
Yeah.
And now he does go for this double E base. His upgrades are going to be more behind than they have been so far, though.
And that would be a nice benefit here for Life, who is going to poke forward there, picks off an SCV for those Lings that were and have been around from the very beginning. Kellyan's still around though, he's kept these alive with the single Reaper, the other one was sacrificed, looks to try and go in and is going to send the Reaper. So I have to think that TaeJa's a little bit worried here, and not anymore, but he was.
Yeah, he definitely was. He's doing such a good job scouting though, and Life throws down the Baneling Nest. I think he's looking to play directly into Mutas this game, no roaches from him this time. And looks like TaeJa will float down his 3rd CC to his 3rd base, not opting to take the gold. What do you think about that?
I prefer the gold being taken actually, but I think the way that, do you think it's risky, the way that Life and his Mulis are?
I think on this map, because it's upper ramp,
Yeah.
and you're pushing down that path anyways, it kind of makes sense to
I
take the
do
gold
like it. I
base.
personally always do this, and I've seen a lot of other Terran players do as well.
I feel like as well that this 3rd base is more open to the constant link counters and baneling attacks that
Yeah.
Life has shown that he loves.
What do you think the main reason for this is then?
Maybe, well, I guess that's something for Paul to ask TaeJa if he does win this series, but I don't know, I couldn't think of anything. If he gets a lot of SEVs though, there's a lot less patches on the gold. So he might be worried about mining out a little bit faster.
Yeah, maybe. Well, we do have Lings that are going to go for that counter attack. Maybe a couple of Banelings being morphed in down there. Nope, they're on the other side of the map. But once again, just a very textbook game. This is just, if you were to teach somebody how to play Zerg versus Terran, this would, you know, be a good one to show. And the Lings do come in before the wall is created, and he's going to get into the SEV line. Doesn't really kill off too much though, unfortunately.
One thing to note about this game is that the creep threat is very, very good. He's already all the way down to the south side, and he's also getting the middle covered very well at the same time. So I think he's going to have an easier time defending his fourth base than he has up till now in this game. And I feel like TaeJa's been very, very passive in this game. His first two Medivacs are just now out, but this is very late. The Spire is pretty much complete.
If you look at the units lost tab, you can just see how little's been done in this game. Only 200 resources lost, but we do have these Banelings, and they're trying to get into the SEV line here. They're going to go around the long side, and denied pretty much there. Not really too much dealt, and that's, unfortunately, is only 3 SEV kills, but oh! That was close. 7 Marines die, 9 Marines survive.
Nice pickup by TaeJa. Look at Life, by the way. His upgrades are already started. He takes a big lead in the upgrade battle. This might play a big part later on in the game.
Definitely could be some kind of attack he would like to make around that, but a push forward here from TaeJa on creep, and there's quite a few units there for TaeJa, so he is going to push this one back, and Life is pushed all the way, so in between his natural and third. We always pop out at the right time here, and this should be defended with more and more units being made. But as you say, do you reckon there is an opportunity to Life to strike strong with both upgrades completing at the same time against TaeJa?
Yeah, if he realizes that he has a nice window for that, he might just do that. TaeJa is looking to push down the middle of the map. He did a nice job controlling so far, but now he has to be a lot more careful, because look at these mutas, they're ready for more blood.
And there's not that much Mutalisk defense out on the map, but TaeJa's going to keep them back for now with his consistent pushes. A great position to fight with Widow Mines on the ramps here. It's going to make it very difficult for Life to take a proper engagement, and he's not got that upgrade advantage yet. Great fast spread here from TaeJa with the mines and also his units. And Life's going to come up, he's going to take the fight, and he's going to win this fight. And those Medivacs are loaded, and they do manage to unload barely. So TaeJa could have lost a lot there. He's still going to lose a lot.
Yeah, but TaeJa kind of gets crushed, and this was very, very ballsy by him to step that far forward. And now, actually, his reinforcements are also in trouble, and Life is pushing forward, but these Hellbats are doing work on these Lings. But there's a lot of mutas still left. He could fight these Marines, possibly. He gets another Hellbat for his trouble.
And now 2 upgrades on the way. It's about to complete here. Life's not really, he's not really mining from his fourth base. He's building a lot of units right now.
Yeah, he's rather low economy, and you're right. He is building a lot of units, and he's got
this where he hits, maybe?
5 hatcheries. It does look like he might want to go for an attack. At the same time, I say that he does add 6 drones, so it seems like he does realize he's not as rich as he should be.
All right, well, trades have been made here, and we have to give a little bit of an edge to Life in these trades.
Yeah, he's never been up 30 supply before, and it's up to him to make something happen with the lead he has.
If he can pull the units north and get these Banelings into the SCV line, let's have a look at this. Life is going to try and do this. The units come north, the Banelings are going down the bottom side here. A nice little maneuver, and he may get into the SCV line completely, just distracting TaeJa. And oh no, the SCVs all caught in a corner and they all die. A great move from Life, absolutely fantastic. And now he comes in for a full-on fight right as 2-2 completes, which is useful for TaeJa. But he's lost a lot in this game. The SCV count's been annihilated. GG. Nice couple of moves there from Life, and he puts a game on the scoreboard.
Yeah, great moves by him, and I think in that game there were a few small subtle differences from the previous games. TaeJa going for the 3 barracks, Life skipping the Roach War and skipping Roach Speed, going for that faster Spire, and that made all the difference for him in the mid game. He was just that much more dominant. He was able to take out Medivacs as soon as TaeJa stepped on creep that game, and Life, this could be the start of a comeback for him.
And I think this just shows you the smallest of little mistakes can mean the world's biggest of difference in these games that these players are having. With Banelings detonating, a bad trade can mean a counter-attack. This is heating up here at the Interextreme Masters World Championship. It's currently 2-1 in favor of TaeJa. We'll be jumping into the next one in a couple of moments, so don't go anywhere. We'll be back in a second.